welcome to My Tiny Bottles, the series where I explore my grandmother's legacy of miniature liquor bottles, one tiny bottle at a time. I'm your host, Tammy Coxon. Bottle number 8 is definitely one of the most interesting bottles I have found so far. I had done a tiny bit of research on it prior to the reveal video, and I actually got a few things wrong, but now that I've had time to dig into it some more, wow, what a bottle. When I first saw it, I thought, oh cool, a mini bottle of Chianti from Italy. But this bottle ended up being so much more than just a bottle of Chianti. First off, it's not just a bottle. It's also a salt or pepper shaker, or at least it could be once you'd finished the wine, thanks to these little holes in the cap. Also, it's not from Italy. The Italian-Swiss colony was founded by Andrea Sabarbaro in Sonoma County, California in 1881 as an agricultural cooperative, with immigrants of Italian or Swiss descent invited to join and grow grapes. But when prices for grapes themselves dropped, they turned to winemaking in 1887. The winery was a tourist attraction nearly from the start. They built an underground stone wine cistern with a capacity of 500,000 gallons in 1897. And then in 1898, they hosted a 3-night-long party in the cistern, complete with band. During Prohibition, they took advantage of a loophole that allowed them to make sacramental wine for churches, which gave them a big head start after repeal. And that meant that by 1937, they were California's largest table wine producer, and they remained a major player well into the 1960s. What is perhaps most notable and memorable about the brand was the way that they marketed it. In what seems incredibly hokey by today's standards, they leaned hard into their name with postcards and commercials and a winery itself featuring workers wearing lederhosen and dirndls. Check out the links in the show notes for some great old advertising videos for the brand. Yodeling is included. But this was the 1950s and 60s, and I guess hokey worked because they drew hundreds of thousands of people to the winery every year. By 1967, it was one of the most popular tourist attractions in California, behind only Disneyland. As for my bottle, I'm not sure when to date it from. The bottom of the bottle does have the number 67, which could be a year and would make sense, as that was at the peak of the winery's popularity as a tourist attraction. But that's at least a few years before we think Grandma started collecting bottles. And I have no idea where it came from. Were these novelty minis only available at the winery, or could you buy them other places? Whatever the actual date, chances are pretty good that it's at least a 50-year-old bottle of wine that probably wasn't particularly good in the first place, and I'm telling you, certainly has not gotten any better over the decades. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like or comment below. Want to see more? Be sure to subscribe. And check out mytinybottles.com for a deeper dive into this bottle and all the other bottles, including blogs and podcasts. Don't forget to follow My Tiny Bottles on all your socials. Cheers.